All right, everybody, you can find your seats. I would like to welcome every single one of you to our API graduation. So let's go ahead and make it a round of applause to it. Yeah. I am so excited to be standing here today. Just a little bit of context. When I was in college, I never attended my API graduation, which I always regretted. However, every single year from now on, I have the opportunity to see all of these amazing graduates here today graduate and share the amazing memories with their families. So let's go ahead and give another round of applause. One. I am also super excited about the powerful performance that you'll all be hearing very soon. Today we have General Arts, established in 1995, serves the San Francisco, Japantown community as Gen Taiko at Midori School, and Studio Gen as an inclusive community space for art. The Gen Kanji meets origin, for where the spring begins. This concept has allowed Genru Arts to respond to the needs of the community through the arts. The mission of Genru Arts on Oath presents and participates in art making, art sharing, and community building through all the arts. Without further ado, let's go ahead and give them a round of applause.
All right, what a wonderful and powerful performance. Let's go ahead and give another round of applause to Gabriel Arts. All right, so let's go ahead and keep this energy alive. I'm going to go ahead and present to you the Master of Ceremonies, Skylar Barton.
Scrap the music? Yeah, let's get 10 more seconds, 10 more seconds. You want to get some California love. We're going to set the tone, don't worry. KO's a professional, he's got this.
There it is. Come on, y'all. You hear it? Come on. Come on. Bring it out. Bring it out. Dr. Johnson, tell me before I can't stand it. We're good? We're good. It's California love up in here in the city of Oakland. Let's go. Welcome to the 2026 AAPI graduation. Yes, so usually we're good. We do the dancing thing. So usually what I like to do when we get started is I'll do something like, Merritt College, are you in the house? College of Alabama, are you in the house? Right? BCC, are you in the house? Laney College, are you in the house? But, in the spirit of unity tonight, right? We represent all the Peralta. Let me ask Dr. Johnson, thank you for hosting us at Merritt College, don't I? You all right, right? Thank you for hosting us at Merritt College, right? Remove your down tonight. Now, it's Friday afternoon. Is it okay we can make some noise in here? No question. Without doubt, he says, okay, well, here we go. If you are representing any Peralta Community College, Berkeley City College, College of Alavita, Lady College, or Merritt College, if you are here to celebrate graduates from any of our Peralta colleges, let me hear you make some noise. There we go. All right. I know. Hey, I know it's a sketchy start, but we good. We got this. Right, it's only gonna get smoother and smoother. All right, my name is Skylar. You call me MC Skylar Beasley tonight. I have the honor and the privilege of being your host with the most tonight at our 2026 APA graduation ceremony. Woo! Now, I'd just like to take a moment to shout out how beautiful y'all look. The diversity in this room is so rich and so powerful. Make some noise for yourself. Live it up for yourselves. You know what I'm saying? You better looking good tonight. We're gonna show up, we're gonna show out. Am I right? Now, API Heritage Month, beautiful month. It's also a time of the year, it should be 365 days of the year, where we honor the most special people in the world, in my humble, or sometimes humble opinion, right? The mothers. The mothers, right? We all came from somewhere. We all came from the womb, right? We all have a mother. We have grandmothers who help raise us. We have aunts. We might have older cousins. Myself, I have an older sister who helped raise me. For all the women, for all the mothers, can we show them some love, please? It's really 365 days of the year we should be doing this. Now that I've won over at least half the crowd up in here. Speaking of mothers, while we're here to celebrate the hard work of our graduates, efforts and accomplishments, as many of you have earned degrees and are on your way to transferring to universities to embark on the next chapters of your lives, we'd be remiss not to acknowledge where we've been. Because I like to believe it's hard to talk about and be excited about and think about where we're going without acknowledging where we've been and where we come from. I'm a firm believer in that. Okay? We want to recognize that. For it is our history that contributes to the core of who we are today, as well as who we strive to become. And yes, I'm intentional when I say who we strive to become, as opposed to what. We often talk about, what do you want to be? You want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, professional titles. That's great. Whether your aspirations include those things, social worker, maybe a politician, real estate agent, marketing manager, or any other career, for me, it's really the who we want to become, and what type of impact and legacy we want to have that holds tremendous value. And that legacy we want to ultimately create is often shaped by our experiences and our history. So we speak about our parents and our ancestors' sacrifices. I know that many of us in this room, we come from humble beginnings. Many of our parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and ancestors sacrificed a tremendous amount for us to have these opportunities to be where we're at today. I want to pause here and take a moment to think about those individuals in your personal lives, in your hearts and in your minds right now as we proceed with celebrating and honoring the accomplishments of our graduates this evening. We stand proudly on the shoulders of those who have paved the way for us. Today, in the world we're living in, I believe we need good quality human beings. In a society that often promotes individualism, we need to remember the value and power of collective community strength. We have a collective responsibility rooted in the reality of our interconnectedness to look out for and uplift one another with compassion. I was thinking about a song this morning, You Can't Blame the Youth. Anybody know that song? Bob Marley and the Wailers? Thank you. Thank you. It's got a little fire to me. It goes. Can I get an amen? It goes, you can't blame the youth. You can't fool the youth. You can't blame the youth of today. You can't fool the youth. I was thinking about something. My 13-year-old son, Dominic, shout out Don, profoundly stated to me a couple of years ago. He was about 11 years old. I was sitting in this room. I was laying down in this room. He said, Dad, your generation has messed up a lot of things for us. I said, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. See, I'm not the type to shy away from reality and take accountability when necessary. We're all in a work in progress. We're all a work in progress. That's what I believe. I know I'm a work in progress. If we can all do better and play our roles in contributing to positive change, I believe we need you, graduates. We need you, students, and all scholars in this room to be agents of change, who aren't afraid to show up, call others out, call them in, and unite with one another to uplift our communities once again. Now, speaking of agents of change, it's my absolute honor, privilege, and joy to introduce our keynote speaker for this evening. Colin Masashi Ihara is a Japanese, Scottish, German, Haudenosaunee. I did my best, brother. I did my best. Mohawk Heritage Assistant Professor of Ethnic Studies at Diablo Valley College. He was born in Berkeley, California, raised in Richmond, California. Shout out Richmond. Unseated, but there we go. It's a hard one. I heard one out there. Richmond. He received a BA in American Ethnic Studies from UC Santa Cruz, an MA in Asian American Studies from San Francisco State University, an MA in Teaching Urban Education and Social Justice from the University of San Francisco, and as he likes to say, hella student loan debt from the federal government. Over the last 21 years, Colin has found joy in community via labors of love all over the Bay Area. As a basketball coach, poet, MC, DJ, producer, documentary film narrator, journalist, organizer, after-school program director, case manager, educational researcher, high school English teacher, instructional coach, dean of students, and now college professor. He's just really getting started. He finds affinity with those who appreciate Kendrick Lamar, the Warriors, Niners, and Giants, ramen, tacos, burgers, E40, shout out E40, Tupac, Bell Hooks, James Baldwin, Yuri Kochiyama, and many other real ones. Colin and his beautiful wife, educator and artist, Emily Lopez, shout out, happy Mother's Day, Em, reside with their two beloved daughters, Aya and Mayuri, in El Cerrito, California. All right, now I get to do a real quick intro for myself. These are my words. That was his bio. When I first met this man, we were just teenagers, young tadpoles in high school, feeling froggish, some might say. If you know what that is, then you know. He's truly been a brother, a best friend, overall inspiration for me and so many others throughout the years. His extraordinary genius and incredible talents, you like that? Blend beautifully with an incredibly huge heart, unparalleled thoughtfulness, and compassionate disposition. In short, he's just a good-ass human being. He's also quite handsome. He's very smooth. Back in the day, we'll say he's icy. He's icy. He's a cold piece. Some of y'all OGs in the room know what I'm talking about. Come on, y'all act like y'all don't know. Cooler than a polar bear's toenail. You know, come on, get down. My humble brother from another mother joins us this evening repping the AAPI community and all human beings who showed with heart, compassion, and authenticity. The younger generation, some of y'all say things like, you know, keep it 100 or keep it a buck. We used to say things like, you know, he ain't got a heart to kick it. You know, he ain't never got to fake the front. He's as genuine as they come. My man keeps it real like a dollar bill. Please join me in welcoming my brother from another mother, Colin Ihata.
I takes coming.
Hey y'all, can you give it up for Skylar for the amazing time of journalism? I'm so deeply honored to be here. with you all. One of my closest friends is going through something really difficult, and yesterday was I was supposed to go to the ceremony that's really similar to this. It wasn't able to because I had to skip that rest and bring without by the passes to go through a different one to support a friend going through something very, very difficult. So it means a lot to me to be able to celebrate with you all. So I just want to say thank you so much for rebounding the heart. And so, as I jump in here, I burn greetings of gratitude. I am Colin Masashi Rohai of Ihara. I'm a papa to Aya and Mayari, you see right here in the middle. I'm a partner, spouse, BFF to Em, who's over here. Since 2001, we've been together. We've been married since 2008, if you can believe it. I know a lot of folks in here weren't even born at that point. I'm a son to Allison and Paul. I'm a sibling to Akiyoshi and countless other chosen family. I'm a comrade, colleague, a friend, a homie, mentor, Ben C, to my incredible community. And Skylar already said this part, but, I just want to say that, I'm very, very, take a lot of pride to being a product of Richmond West Country Costa Unified School District, been an educator for more than 20 years. I was an English and Ethnic Studies teacher and Dean of Students at Richmond Cal Prep for a decade, and I'm now a current Assistant Professor of Ethnic Studies at DVC. And so I begin, anybody ever seen pottery like this? This is called kintsugi or kintsukuro. If you're unfamiliar, this is a Japanese cultural artistic practice that translated means golden repair or to repair with gold. And so it's essentially when pottery is broken or sometimes purposely broken, it's put back together with gold or with a precious silver lacquer with this understanding that the piece is more beautiful for having been broken. That when there are these ruptures, if there can be repair and if there is precious kind of resource put into that repair, that there are scars can be beautiful. I use this in my research, particularly growing up in Richmond, California, where I was so blessed to come into contact with so many different kinds of people, and it was very, very obvious to me that things like what's called AAV, African American Vernacular English. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of quote unquote hybrid languages like Spanglish or Taglish, just this combination of English, Spanish, or Tagalog and English coming together, right? That these were brilliant, that they were beautiful, that they were creative, right? And at the same time, going through U.S. schooling, so much of what I was fed was this idea that in order to be perceived as intelligent and more morally or ethically solid, that you had to speak solely in full standard academic English. And so I identified of the ways in my research that reinforces white supremacy, legacies of colonialism, and that there are ways, particularly as an English teacher of many years, to teach English in high school and middle school in ways that don't come at the expense of Black, Indigenous, and people of color's legacies and these things, right? And we can work towards healing in these respects. And so I begin by paying homage to Kanaka Maoli, right? So indigenous, Hawaiian, Pacifica, Oceanic folks who talk about talking story. What this is a theory and a practice of stressing the dire importance of knowing, of honoring, being able to speak extemporaneously. That means you know exactly what you're talking about to your family and your ancestors' lineages. And it's really, really important to note that countless indigenous, African, Asian, Arab, Swana, Latinx, Latine cultures honor oral history in just or similar ways. Right. So as I do that, I also, when I combine these things, all right. And so can you raise your hand? Anybody here ever worked at retail or food service before? All right. So I want to show you all love because you all know that is very, very difficult. It is not unskilled labor, right? That you have to have all kinds of different patience and emotional intelligence to deal with customers that are out of pocket or ridiculous, right? And have patience, be able to work on teams. Some of the folks you might really love, some of you might, then you don't, right? But when I was interviewing for my professor position, right, I neglected to name this, and it haunted me, right, that this is a big reason why I'm an effective teacher today. And another piece too, right, growing up in Richmond, California, in schools that were anywhere from 40 to 60% African American, hip hop culture is ubiquitous, and something that really, really has helped shape my identity, something that I feel very, very responsible to, and also know that I'm a perpetual guest, right, as a non-Black person of color, and it's very, very important that when you are a guest in anybody else's home, you're not going and looking through their fridge, you're not kicking your feet up, right? You're always showing, paying homage, paying respect, right? And so MCing, DJing, having to be in front of big crowds, right? These things all prepped me, right, to become a pedagogue and become a teacher. And when I've come to discover ethnic studies, right, I have all these revelations that kind of put things together for me, kintsugi style, that helped me to begin here. Many years ago, I come across a friend who hands me a book and they're like, you're going to really love this, I think. And it's this book right here you see. And it's Paper Bullets by the UC Santa Barbara professor of English and Ethnic Studies, Kip Fulbeck. And essentially, this is the first time in my life I'd ever come across a protagonist in a story that is a multiracial Asian American being of color. And until then, I had never, particularly as a young adult, young person, ever been able to envision myself as a main character in any kind of story. And this changes everything. I write some pieces, right, after a lot of reflection, and I entitled it Paper Bullets. And I wrote this over 15 years ago, but this is something that I've used to talk story, to practice kintsugi, and to introduce myself in new spaces, whether they're classrooms or things like this, for the last 15 years. And it goes like this. Hajimemashite, it's nice to meet you. Wogeki desu ka? I'm greeting you in Japanese because I am the Nihonjin, blood inside my sashi. The onse hombre kamikaze, little boy whose crippled joy they burned to death in Nagasaki. Stole my wealth when Roosevelt uprooted me. I told myself, just go with your community. A wounded crane's bruised brain was locked up in a furnace. Man, a choo-choo train and troopers came and dropped me. And in turn, the Noto boy, a sergeant in the 442nd, the poster boy for Dirty Jap up in the war, you remember. The kid you thought was good in math, who learned to drive in cooking class, nerdy huddle with crooked glasses inside the looking glass. I'm taking all your jobs on why there's immigration laws. I serve these stars in sushi bars and gird your cars for your applause. Uncle Sam, you can rock my war song, cause Japanese Americans an oxymoron. I hate it when they say I shouldn't spray the world with paper bullets, cause paper cuts for hatred couldn't make up for this racial bullshit. Hey, how's it going? This is all by our Scottish blood. A race and labeled white with hatred, fright, and lack of luck. If I never wanted privilege, if it meant my skin would have the pleasure to be set up as an infant to become a damned oppressor. When guilt consumes me at times, I look away from the hole where filthy will be rated triple X we paid for and ordered. I don't want to be a cop, a judge, or a politician, but I benefit when any of them send a black man to prison. Listen, I'm beginning to understand. I've given the upper hand, the privilege from Uncle Sam that cripples me inside the ways I've lost my culture, so I nip at ethnic pride like a demonic vulture. I better remember the ones who got it better than ever made this hate to chase their flame away just like 11 September. If only for a day I'll know that I'm Scottish and chop a lion tyrant's head like William Wallace. I promise. I hate it when they say I shouldn't spray the world with paper bullets, cause paper cuts for hatred could make up for this racial bullshit. Hi, I know it's hard to see me, but I'm still alive and kicking, surviving sickness and all the genocides inflicted. I'm Colin's native blood, fit and hanging on for life. My skin's been light and cries been silent, sick of strength been all my life. Preparing you, I'm choosing to come clean because America diluted my bloodstream. And it's embarrassing, cause Lucifer's one thing, but American hysteria is abusive and unclean. Shooting me for look to seize my emeralds. Yeah. Scrutiny for wounded knee and General Custer. My spirit's flow is limitless. No part retreating back. Holding a Shawnee Turtle Clan Mohawk to be exact. Smallpox and firewater living in hell. Here, like the reservation, like Venipel. Tear. Colin has to represent it through ridiculous smiles. Cause if he don't, one more indigenous dies. I hate it when they say I should. The last samurai, the last king of Scotland, the last of the Mohicans rode in the one. My raps have to die like saplings in autumn, cause everything's impermanent and it's over. I'm done. Love. Back to you, Bessie. Best luck. So, yeah, I worked with middle schoolers and high schoolers for a long time, so I was always like, put those phones away. But for in this particular instance, I would actually encourage you to take your phone out and snap a picture of this, particularly for our graduates. Because when you think about kintsugi, kintsukuro in this metaphor, I want you to be kind of thinking about as you move forward. I know a lot of you are already on this journey doing this already, but think about what ruptures, what trauma, if you, your family, your communities, our communities incurred this year, in the last decade, as a child, intergeneration, etc. And then on the flip side of that, when it comes to that precious lacquer and that healing, that repair, what is and or might become the precious lacquer that helps you to repair, not to hide, like these ruptures, with understanding that there's beauty, absolute beauty to get healed scars, particularly where we can find the precious human, material, spiritual resource in that journey of healing, acknowledging those particular wounds. And this, as I begin to close things out, this is the second piece next to Kintsugi that I'd like to introduce or reintroduce to folks if you're unfamiliar. So Daruma no Gakko is Japanese for a school of Daruma. Everybody say Daruma. That is beautiful, right? So the Daruma, if you've ever seen, right, are these dolls? Yeah, you can get this right. I have a 99 at the Daiso store. But so this is a Japanese doll. It's a decorative talisman. It's a symbol, right? That's that aims to ward off misfortune, right? It's a layer of protection, of cover, right? So the Daruma is generally painted red. They have other colors, but in a lot of East Asian cultures, a lot of folks know, right? Red is really a simple, believed to ward off, kind of negative energy. These kinds of things are used for protection. It's also important to note that you'll see kind of its shape because if you knock it over, for example, right, it will rock and rock back, but eventually you will kind of get back up and be standing upright, right? And so, in the words of Al-Haj Malik al-Shabazz, Malcolm X, right, he says, stumbling is not the same as falling, right? We get knocked down 9 times, we get up 10. So it's very much also this symbolic piece around resilience and not giving up. And I know that every single person in this room has had to face that to get here to this particular point. And I know there's so many folks that are so proud of you for that. And these are 3 things. Another one I might snap a picture of if you have any interest in kind of thinking about this. But when it comes to goal setting, this is kind of the final piece of the symbolism, right? So when you first buy a Daruma doll, it will have only the whites of its eyes. It won't have pupils, okay? So the first piece you do is you set a goal, all right? And you dot the left eye specifically, and you make a wish and you set a goal or an intention. This is called kaigan. Kaigan refers to kind of like the coast or the ocean, symbolizing the beginning of something, of a journey, right? You want to keep it visible, right? So you want to have it like in place on your desk, for example. A couple years ago, right, I'm 43 going on 44. I got a pre-diabetes diagnosis. It runs in my family, right? And I was like, okay, I need to change some things up, right? And so when I wanted those chili cheese fries, I was like, look at it, like I wanted to knock it off the table. But, you know, it helped me, right? Remember, the self-discipline is a huge part of self-care. Okay. And then after you fulfill that wish, and recently I was able to beat this pre-diabetes diagnosis, you dot that other I. And this is called mangan. And mangan symbolizes that you've made it, you've achieved something. And mangan is what is happening for you graduates right now today. And as I begin to close out, I might consider snapping a picture of this piece as you think about these pieces, okay? But as you turn this new page in your journey, you begin a new chapter. Think about what is a goal or an intention you have for yourself in the next year, the next 5 years, the next 10 years. If you're middle-aged like me, what do you want to do before you depart this world, right? And think about what role will identifying the ruptures that you, your blood and chosen family, your communities have incurred, as well as the quote-unquote precious lacquer you have, will use in the future to heal and repair. For me, it's been relationships, it's been community, things like this that continue to help me push through, to keep on what is called gaman in Japanese, to keep pushing through, to keep persevering. And I thank you all so much for having me today. Congratulations, Peralta and AAPI graduates. Give it up for yourselves. I appreciate you so much.
All right, give it up one more time for my brother, man. See, boy, I see emoji. Thank you, Carmen. All right, now I am going to introduce our leader of leaders in our district, our Chancellor Gilkerson, Dr. Tamil Gilkerson. I'll introduce. I'll give you. No, yeah. I got to do it. Dr. Tamil Gilkerson is the Chancellor. I'll keep it short. Is the Chancellor of Peralta Community College District. All right, Dr. Gilkerson is a passionate advocate for transformative statewide initiatives that prioritize the needs of students and promote accessible education. Her unwavering commitment to equity and social justice has driven impactful leadership within the East Bay community. Told you to keep it short. I'll bring it up. My words here, I would say the flyest, the realest, the most charismatic, all-around dopest chancellor in the state, Dr. Tamil Gilkerson. Yes!
Thank you, Professor Bergman. Wow, Professor Gihara, that was incredible. Thank you so much for being here. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. It's truly an honor to be with you tonight as we celebrate our AANHPI graduates across the Peralta colleges. And I first want to take a moment to thank the AAPI Graduation Planning Committee for your incredible work. The facilities team here at Merritt, our district audio and visual team for the care, creativity, and teamwork bringing this annual celebration to fruition. Your heart for students and community really fills me, and with really immense pride and a sense of responsibility. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge two of our governing board members for the Peralta Community College District, Board President Louis Quinlan and Trustee Shuid Johannes, along with our two student trustees, Leo Migliaccio, who's here somewhere, and Ayan Malik, who is here today, who we are celebrating today. I also want to acknowledge and thank our college presidents for their stewardship of our colleges, Dr. Denise Richardson, Berkeley City College, Dr. Rebecca Absada, president of Laney College, Dr. David M. Johnson, Merritt College, and I want to acknowledge Melanie Dixon, president of College of Alameda, who couldn't be here with us tonight, but thank Dean Wynn for filling in so capably. Tonight's theme is the Japanese Cherry Blossom Festival. It's especially meaningful because cherry blossoms are not just beautiful, they carry a deeper message. They remind us both that they're both fleeting and precious, that what we do with our time matters, and I carry that reminder with me every day. I have cherry blossoms actually tattooed on my back and my daughter has matching blossoms on her wrist. For us, it's a shared symbol, a reminder across generations to be present in our lives and to be intentional about what we choose to build with the time we're given. In Japanese tradition, sakura represents both beauty and impermanence. They bloom brilliantly and then they fall, not because something went wrong, but because that is their nature. That there's something really powerful in that. That cherry blossoms don't rush to bloom. They don't apologize for taking up space. And when it's their time, they show up fully. Graduates, this is your moment. This is your bloom. It didn't happen overnight. It took persistence and sacrifice, and in many cases, navigating systems that were not designed with you in mind. And yet, you are here. Like the cherry blossom, your journey reflects both resilience and beauty, not just in the outcome, but in everything it took to get here. And there's another lesson in the cherry blossom. Each blossom is brief, but the tree returns year after year. That's legacy. That's community. That's what we see in the AAPI community, the strength of culture, family, history, and collective progress carried forward across generations. And it also reminds us of something else, that we do in the moments we're given matters not just for ourselves, but for others. There's a story I think about as I reflect on that. A Japanese diplomat, Shiuni Sugihara, was stationed in Lithuania during World War II, at a time when Jewish refugees were trying to escape persecution. He made a decision in that moment to issue transit visas so that they could travel to Japan safely. He was told not to do it, and he did it anyway. He wrote those visas by hand, day after day, for people who were not from his country, not from his community, but who needed help. And because he chose to act in that moment, thousands of lives and generations that followed were changed. Sometimes the most important thing we do is to show up for people who are not like us. And that feels especially meaningful tonight because even within this diverse communities, there is incredible diversity, right? Our language, of religion, of customs, of tradition, of dress. Look at this magnificence in the room. And what brings us together is stronger than what sets us apart. We are better when we are in community with one another, as our incredible keynote speaker said today. So as you move forward, graduates, I hope you carrying this with you. Be present in your life. Be intentional in your choices. And when your moment comes, because it will, choose to act in ways that not only shape your future, but strengthen the communities around you. Because moments may be fleeting, but what you build with them and who you build them with can last far beyond you. Congratulations, class of 2026. We're incredibly proud of you.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Gilson. I told you in the flyers. Cherry blossom tattoos? Matching tattoos with the dollars goals right there. Come on. All right, so it's a pleasure. Explorers, if you've ever seen some cool lion dancing before. Yeah? All right. This group right here is special. I had the pleasure of seeing them perform at Berkeley City College a few weeks ago, and I'm telling you, personally, the best show I have ever seen. We're gonna see our VSA, our Cal VSA DMV Student Association. I'm gonna give you a little quick background, and then they're gonna take the floor. Our Cal VSA Lion Dancing began in 2008, and is a student organization dedicated to celebration of lion dance, an important tradition of Vietnamese and Chinese culture. We also have an alum up here, Peralta. Make us make some noise for the whole group and our choir for alum up here. Lion dancing is a traditional art form that combines the skills of Asian dance and martial arts. You're going to see. We hope to preserve this practice, or they hope to preserve this practice, and help students reconnect with their heritage through lion dancing. As a group, they work together to share this tradition with the community, bringing good luck and prosperity to those around us. They welcome and encourage students of all experience and levels to join their team, right? And they love for any experienced dancers maybe in the room who end up at UC Berkeley to join them. All right, without further ado, this is welcome of our BSA Lion Dancing Association.
너무 잘.
Wow. Wow, yes. I mean, we had the Tycho Frammy, we had Colin Hodder, we had Chancellor Gilbertson, and that dance, the VSA. What an evening. What an evening. And now, it only continues getting better. Because it's my favorite portion of the event. Right? Because we're here to honor students. And now, we get to hear from some of our student leaders in the district. That's cool with y'all? Y'all want to hear from the students? Yes! Yes! All right, it's only right that we start off with Merritt College. So introducing our student speaker from Merritt College, please welcome the eloquent Angie Chang.
Good evening. My name is Angie Chang, and I'm a counselor here at Merritt College. I first met JC in January of this past year. She came into the counseling office to see a counselor who happened to be sick that day, so I took her appointment. Now, I had only been a counselor for about a few months at that point, and I had never done a degree petition. JC came in and she wanted me to do 3 of them. On top of that, she had about 10 different transcripts on file that I needed to look through to make sure she had all the classics that she needed. I credit JC for having much patience with me and finishing those petitions and with breaking me in as a counselor. But I really am thankful for her and for that serendipitous meeting because I got to meet a phenomenal young woman who has overcome so many obstacles to get to where she is today. She's graduating with 2 degrees, 1 certificate with a 4.0 GPA average. She'll also be transferring to San Jose State as a math major. I'm extremely proud to present our Merritt College student speaker, JC Ibesugawa.
Go.
Aloha Owena La, esteemed faculty, proud families and friends, and most importantly, my fellow graduates. Congratulations to us all. As a 4th-gen Japanese American from Hilo, Hawaii, seeing the beautiful cultural attire in this room reminds me how many different paths have brought us here today. When I started at Merritt in 2025, I met with a counselor who asked me why I was going back to school, and more specifically, she asked me what my dream was. Honestly, I didn't know what to say. At the time, I thought I was returning to school just to build a stable career. I originally chose accounting because it felt practical and safe, even though it was something I didn't love or even like. For a long time, survival taught me that practicality mattered more than passion. Before Merritt College, I had tried and failed many times in my journey through higher education. My path was filled with setbacks and obstacles as I moved between states, worked full-time, and learned how to be a young mom. Many times I had to put school on the back burner to prioritize work and motherhood. Years of living in survival mode made me feel selfish for even considering a dream at all. Over time, I had started to believe that maybe I just wasn't the kind of person who got to have a dream. But something about my counselor's question stuck with me. It became a quiet whisper in my heart asking me, what if? What if I was capable of more than I imagined? As a mom, how could I ever convince my son of the importance of pursuing his dreams when I didn't have the courage to go after my own? Here at Merritt, I discovered that I was capable of more than I imagined, and I was capable of more than choosing just the safe path. I was able to obtain my associates in math and economics, and my dream is to continue my education in math and someday get a job in research or even higher education. Through studying math and economics, I found professors who inspired me and subjects that challenged me and changed the way I saw the world. These degrees represent every time we chose not to give up. They represent possibility for ourselves and for our families, and the futures that we want to build. At Merritt, I was not defined by my setbacks, but by my potential. From the campus culture, flexible classes, and amazing staff and professors, Merritt College gave me the chance to truly succeed. I'm especially grateful for my son for being my biggest inspiration and my partner for reminding me to lock in every time I cried to him about studying in all my assignments. Standing here today, I know this journey was never mine alone. Many of us arrived here carrying responsibilities long before we ever carried our textbooks. I see parents like myself who sacrificed sleep after putting their kids to bed just so they could study. I see students who work long shifts before and after their classes. And I see classmates who had to carry grief, uncertainty, financial hardships, and responsibilities that no one else could fully see. And somehow we kept showing up. Our setbacks do not define us. Delays do not define us. The moments we doubted ourselves do not define us. What defines us is our resilience, our willingness to begin again, and our commitment to replying to at least 2 classmates' discussion posts by 11:59 p.m. To the class of 2026, I hope we continue to ask ourselves, what if? What if we are capable of more than we imagined? What if our dreams are still worth pursuing no matter how long the journey takes? Today proves that our dreams are not reserved for just a few. They belong to all of us. Congratulations to the class of 2026, and mahalo nui loa.
Hi everyone, my name is Min Ann Nguyen. I am a counselor at Laney College. And I am very honored today to introduce to you all our speaker from Laney College. I will try my best with her name. So our student speaker name is Arun Chechek Badzori. She is graduating from Laney College with an associate degree for transfer in psychology. During her time at Laney College, she served as the president of our Nomad Club, where she worked very hard to support and connect students from diverse backgrounds. She is very proud of her culture and the journey that brought her here, along with the sacrifices that her family have made for her education. After graduation, she is transferring to UC Davis. Go Aggies! To continue studying psychology and pursue a career in helping others and supporting mental health in her community. So, Arun Chechek, would you please come up?
Hello everyone, my name is Ari, and I'm proud to stand here to be a student of Laney College and member of AAPI students. When I first came to Laney College, I was very shy. I was very scared to talk to people and ask questions and make new friends. But little by little, I changed. Laney College and AAPI's program have helped me grow up and better person. To support is amazing for AAPI's office, friendly classmates, wonderful courses, and probably become more confident and more open person. I will learn that growth happens when we step outside our comfort zone and allow ourselves to connect with others. And also, I believe in God help me through this journey. He give me peace and encourage keep going even I was afraid. I especially want to thank the APAS helped me and so much through my journey. Thank you for all club for Nawad, always supporting me, encouraging me, and giving me opportunities grow up, become more confident. Cause this community, I was able to step off my comfort zone. I was able meet amazing people and believe in myself. I was grateful for friendship and kindness and memories we shared together. Today, I'm not same sharp person I was before. Lenny College helped me find my confidence and find my voice. Thank you to my family and teachers, counselors, friends, President Becky, and APAS people for always supporting me, encouraging me, and believing in me. To all graduates, be proud of yourself, never give up your dreams. God has planned for all of us. Thank you. Congratulations, everyone.
Hi again, everyone. My name is John, and I'm a dean at College Alameda, and I am super excited to welcome our next student speaker for College Alameda. I remember meeting Julie for the first time 1 year ago, and I just knew that she was such a passionate advocate for students because of the amount of time she would come to my office, and I wouldn't even remember us scheduling a meeting. So, it's all good. It's just a balloon. It's all good. So I'm so proud to bring Julie up here. Julie is a full-time student at the College of Alameda, majoring in business administration. She currently serves as the communications officer for our student government here. And not only that, she also excels in her academics. In addition to that, she also is one of the founding members of our AAPI club at College of Alameda. Her academic goal is to transfer to a university for her bachelor's at a UC or CSE. Let's go ahead and give a round of applause to Julie V.
Okay, so nervous for sure. Okay, hello, I'm Julie. My government name is Pichataviv. I'm from Cambodia. Can I have Cambodian people say something? Okay. Okay, back to business. Okay. I'm from Cambodia. I born in Cambodia and raised in until I finished the high school. I moved to US alone when I was 18. But the long story short, I go back to school when I was 26 years old. It's like the late 20s. At the moment it's so emotional because it is 2 months after my father passed away, but I decided to go back to school. And we'll talk about the parent. My mom not make it today, so it's today graduation is only me from the family. How about that? Okay. When I get back, I have zero knowledge about the college system in US. I don't know what to do. I don't know who is the counseling at the school. What is the financial aid? What is administration? I don't even know how to spell administration properly. But day by day, the College of Alameda never give up on me and see me more than I see myself. And I make it today. And earlier today, they have a student that comes to me because, oh, okay, thank you so much. Early today because I have a lot of students at the Welcome Center, and one of the students that I was help her earlier she comes to me and have a sit close to me while we eating. She asking me how and what can I do when I have a difficult situation in life. And she said only focus. My authentic me wanna say, example, if it the weather is so bad, if it the weather like you're feeling it cloudy, it raining, it storm, it thunder, feel like you don't have a hope on living. But I'm telling her, give it a hope, have it a hope, and keep in mind that the sun, a sun over there and the moon over there were waiting for you. And after the raining and storming, it's gonna be a beautiful rainbow. That's what I keep me telling myself every time I have a hard time in my life or hardship. Okay, I keep it short. Okay. Okay, I'm really thankful that I be a student of the College of Alameda. I've been a student. I'm also student worker at the Alameda Welcome Center and counseling department for 3 years. I grow up a lot. I learn a lot. I see a lot of faculty, a lot of stuff. Really see me more than I see myself. I don't know how they do it, but I'm so grateful that they see it. And now I will be successfully graduate today, and I'm ready to transfer to the San Francisco State University. Thank you, Thank you for your time and have a good day. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Yes, go Gators. Take over that campus. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Come on up, you guys. So I'm going to keep this brief. We actually have 3 wonderful student speakers from Berkeley City College. And yes, yeah, yeah. I guess BCC is in the building. So I'll keep this brief. I was thinking, I know them all very well, so I was thinking what I could say without shedding a tear today. This morning, it really just came to me. 3 individuals are part of the core heartbeat of BCC. They are excelling inside and outside the classroom. They are so inclusive in what they do. They draw people in. Glenn is literally like the face of BCC. When you walk into BCC, he's like the first, yeah. Like him. Okay. Yes. All right. This is the first question you see, and that $1 million smile it helps. It's like bringing in enrollment. But it's their heart. It's their heart and what they do and how they're so intentional in the way they move around our campus, both as a student ambassador and Society of Scholars Student Leaders. And it's really beautiful. And to sum it up, I'm going to give them the biggest compliment. I think parents in the room might be able to feel me on this one. The biggest compliment I could ever offer anybody, especially a young adult, is as a father of 2 children, a preteen and now a teenager, 13 and 11. Hello. It's if I could hope and pray for something in the future, my legacy is first and foremost, I want to be the best father I can be, right? And if my children can grow up to embody some of the traits of character that you all possess, right? And have the heart and integrity in the way you move, if they can pick up some of that, then I will feel really proud as a father. And that's honestly the biggest compliment I could share, and it's from the heart. I really appreciate everything you guys bring to the table. I'm going to get off the mic now before I shed a tear. And it's ladies first always, but they have asked Glenn to lead us off this afternoon. So give Glenn some love. We're going to talk to
What it means to be Asian American is always changing. What it meant in elementary school was, no Drew, I don't eat ramen and dumplings every day. What it meant in middle school was that I never seen the Chinese middle finger because I knew when my auntie Taigu got mad, I know she did not use her pinky. In high school, when I would say I'm Japanese Chinese American, they go, oh, what was the wedding like? Or wait, don't China and Japan like, you know? Nowadays, it is more than cultural. I used to wear this hoodie with a Japanese character on it. If someone asked what it said, I shrugged. I had to use the character writing on Google Translate to learn that it didn't in fact say gullible as some would have you believe, but shinjitsu, truth. And that is the truth. My Asian friend once said to me, at least admit you're more American, and I admit it. I am not Japanese, nor am I Chinese, not even American. I might be Chinese and Japanese in heritage and American in origin, but I would not consider myself truly either. In a world with colorful screens and vibrant sunsets, all people see is contrast, black and white, foreign and domestic. And I have been born into a limbo between two worlds, a gray area, the overlooked tones in between that people call Asian American. By nature, I am isolated from ever being accepted by either community. Yet, anyone who has ever felt isolated knows that the most comforting thing is knowing you are not alone, which is why I am delighted to be here today. I am incredibly grateful to be a part of the amazing community of AAPI students, faculty, and staff at Berkeley City College. You all have no idea that by simply existing, being visible, you make my life and a million lives better. We are incredibly privileged, and yes, it is a privilege to have this ceremony for us, the Asian American Pacific Islander students, let alone pursue education at an institution where AAPI voices are heard on an administrative level. I would like to thank each and every one of you, no matter how much or little I've interacted with you, for being here today. I've had the honor to attend college with such an esteemed group, knowing that all of you study for the same classes and represent our reality as much as I. So, from the bottom of my 3/4 Chinese and secretly 1/4 Japanese heart, thank you.
Hi everyone, congratulations to all of you guys. Thank you for being here. I know you all worked hard. And oh, by the way, I'm Kathy. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I moved to the US from Thailand back in 2019. It felt like a start over. I was leaving my family, friends, and part of myself behind. When I first started high school as a freshman, I became super shy and quiet. I was scared others would judge me for my broken English and how others would see me. I was constantly comparing myself to others, but things slowly changes for me at BCC. I joined the AAPI learning community. I started showing up more on campus, started putting myself out there more. I was able to meet people from so many backgrounds, with so many life stories. Over time, I found a community that makes me feel like family again outside of Thailand. They make me feel seen and supported from friends, counselors, professors, students, and coworkers. They don't only support me through my journey, but encourage me to grow. They really make hard days become easier. They see the potential in me that sometimes I don't even see it. From my time at BCC, I learned something really important. When you find your people and when you start loving your life, there's no such things as being behind. You're just on your own path and timing. I think the most important thing about reaching a goal or destination isn't about the goal or destination itself. It's about the people and the experiences you gain along the way. Now I'm not scared anymore. I can be myself, not just inside BCC, but also outside of BCC. Last but not least, I also want to thank my family, especially my mom, for always supporting me. And lastly, thank you. Anything in life that brings these people, experiences, and life lessons into my life. I hope you all the best on your next journey. Thank you.
Namaste and good evening, everyone. I'm Krisa Gudu, and faculty, staff, friends, family, and fellow graduates, thank you so much for being here today. Today is a moment I honestly didn't think that I would reach. When I first moved here as an independent student from Nepal, I didn't arrive with confidence or certainty. If I'm being honest, I didn't even know I could succeed at all. At that time, it felt like I was trying to get by through each day rather than building toward the future. But bit by bit, I started to find my place here at BCC. I got involved in clubs, I contributed to my community, and I began to grow, not just academically, but personally. I surprised myself in ways I didn't expect. And looking back now, I realized that I didn't do any of it alone. It was the people around me who made the difference. My friends who supported me and made the hard days easier. My mentors and professors who believed in me even when I was unsure of myself. And my school, which gave me opportunities I didn't even know I needed. I know it sounds very cliche, but this place became more than just a school to me. It became my second home. Actually, it became my home when I was here as an independent student. Standing here today, I'm honestly very, very shocked. Not just that I made it, but at how much I've grown along the way. I would like to thank everyone who was a part of my journey. This achievement isn't mine alone. It belongs to all of you as well. I'm not done yet. And to my fellow graduates, we made it. And whatever comes next, we carry everything we have learned and everyone who supported us along the way. Thank you. Okay. All right, could we please give it up one more time for our amazing student speakers? All right, now could we please have our College of Alameda graduates stand up and line up right outside those doors on the side of the room? Mukeras Akram. I take degrees in sociology, psychology, and liberal arts.
Mariel Habib, College of Alameda, with degrees in natural sciences. She was transferring over to UC Berkeley.
Brenda Boo, earning an associate degree in psychology, transferred to San Francisco State University.
Kaylee Su, with a degree in psychology, transferred to UC Irvine.
Julie Eve, earning an associate's degree in business administration, transferring to San Francisco State University.
Maria Ropina Sardines from College of Alameda. Able to do liberal arts and science. And she'll be transferring over to an RN program. Malv Win with a degree in CIS, currently working in Kentucky. Graduates from BCC, can you please line up exiting through that door? And then you're going to enter through this hallway over here to the side. Please be sure to have your cards ready. BCC, please.
Kitty. Wait a minute. Lady D.
Bless David Ma, earning an associate's degree for transfer in mathematics and physics, transferring to UCLA or computer science.
Kan Tai with a degree in business administration and economics, chemistry and MSc in Irvine.
Kay Napoli Durantes, earning a degree in social behavioral sciences, transferring to UC San Diego for music.
Irmul Ganzovi with a degree, and it was an associate's degree transferred to UC Irvine. Akinaguse with an associate's degree. Okay, yeah, that's enough. Oh, yes. Congratulations.
Karana Kathy Lapanawan, earning an associate's degree for transfer in biology and mathematics, transferring to UC Davis for cell biology.
Yu Tae Lee with a degree in physics, engineering, computer and electrical engineering, transferring over to UC Davis, McJeffrey Frank. Gary with a degree in economics and business, transferring over to UCLA, so being at econ.
Mugiras Akram, earning an associate's degree in sociology, psychology, and liberal arts.
Xiu Hui Lee with degrees in child and development, transferred over to UC Berkeley.
I guess I.
Ashley, with degrees in economics and business administration, transferring over to UC Berkeley for economics. Okay, Leo Vigliaccio, would you please? Transferring over to UC San Diego.
Rob Ollie, transferring to UC Berkeley Haas. Working associate in business administration, economics, and liberal arts.
Subu, with a degree in mathematics, transferring over to UC Berkeley for data science.
Ayan Malik, transferring to MIT, earning accounting degrees in mathematics and physics.
Just a kind reminder for Laney students to please take this time to line up in the hallway, just out this door. You will be nice, okay? Right, you're looking forward. Salazar, transferring over to UC Berkeley, HOTS. Kinisigurong, with a degree in business administration, economics. Bonsai Ahambata, with a degree in liberal arts, transferring to UC Berkeley.
Okay. Rabia Enverova, transferred to UC Berkeley, earned a degree in business, economics, and mathematics. Sunila Mutialu, earning an associate's degree in social and behavioral sciences, transferring to NYU. Hadil Omar, transferring to San Jose State University, earning degrees in mathematics, physics, and science. Alika Micaela Africa, earning associate's degrees in liberal arts and political science, transferring to SF State as a public health major. All right, Laney students, if you are graduating, please go ahead and line up right outside the door, and we'll get started shortly.
I think a couple of people fell out and taking photos. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I would send out the discount, please. Miss boy, that's good for health and our lives. That is done out there. So,
we have FACSO, Business Administration Certificate. Nasıl General Nimarkça Lene Accounting Certificate Business Administration Base. Take Bachelor AAT degree Psychology and transfer to UC Davis.
Xiao Fan Tian, Lee College, transferring to CCA, majoring in architecture. Mona He, gaining associate degree in science and humanities. Sky Zhu, getting an associate degree and not sure yet of the transfer coming. Jin Li Lei, language arts associate degree. Merritt students, please go ahead and line up outside. You're gonna be next. Language arts associate degree. Xu Bing Yan, language art associate degree. Fan Fan Sai, language arts associate degree.
Ifchik Hambat, Merritt College Associate Degree Biology, transferring to Cal State East Bay.
Yuna Strubinova, AA in electrical technology. Yu He from electrician, AA associate. Wen Hua Hua, associate and certificate in culinary art. Sujata Tavarasa, associate degree science for nursing, transferring to SF State.
Shits. This.
Jie Tong, going to getting ESOL certificate.
Oh, dedicate it. Yes.
Merritt College graduates. Rondenet, Dima Paso. Emergency medical technician to obtain an associate in child development, teaching Merritt College 2026-2027. President and transfer to UC Berkeley and aspirations for UCSM doctoral fall 2027. Angela Diaz Garcia, associate degree in community social services. Certificate of proficiency in research skills and honor student. I want her. Muhammad Akim. Muhammad Akram. Associate degree in administration of justice, transferred to Essex State. Jason Cabesantawa. A degree in mathematics and economics, associates of transfer to Assam State University, San Jose State University in mathematics. Give it up for our guest. Leah Ban, associate in social and behavioral science, accepted in Cal State East Bay. Colleen Apple, associate in accounting, paralegal studies, business administration studies, accepted in the Cal State East Bay Business Administration and Social Resources Management. Christine Soriano, Associate of Science in Health Science, transferring to UC Santa Cruz.
Let's go.
Ye Kai Su, Associate of Arts in Child Development. Why He, Associate of Arts in Real Estate. Congratulations, Merritt graduates.
All right, can I get all graduates to come join me up here, please? Where's that tricky? Yes, so we could see you and cheer for you one more time. All graduates, please. Good job, I was like right here asking you to get up. Come on. All graduates, please. From all 4 of our beautiful colleges, let's come on up. Everybody wants to see you together. Yes. All right. I need a professional photographer to help them up here, though. Come on, let's come on in. Yes. Bring it in. Huddle up.
All graduates.
Yes.